which is from Zoom call. And what I can tell you right now is, at the personal level, I don't know much Pastor Ed, but I do have a chance to meet up with Pastor Ed last year at the convention in Florida, and also with Sister Vicky. What I can tell you is this two couple, right, is one of the most amazing, wonderful care person. And the more I talk to Pastor Ed, that's why we get connect a lot furthermore. The more that I give him a lot of respect and a lot of wisdom that he shared with us, it is incredible. And I believe tonight is a treat for all of us. So with that, I would like you to pay 110% of your attention to what he about to share with us. I know time is very valuable. I would encourage you, put away your phone, very distraction, put away everything, focus everything. In this 1 hour, it might be able to change your life, right? Without any delay, Pastor Ed, please take it over.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. And thank you all for coming on the call. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. We have learned to love you guys and appreciate everything that you're doing. And our team it's growing tremendously, all because of the hard work that they do. I take no profit. I take no care of my own, because this group is growing tremendously, and they do so much for us. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and tell you how all this began.
Yep.
So wanted to tell you a little bit about my story, okay, and how I was introduced to LifeWave. One of my twins, what's happening was like a perfect storm. If any of you seen that movie Perfect Storm, it doesn't end very well, but it's the best case scenario that I can explain what was happening in our lives. One of my twins was in the hospital. My wife had bladder issues that had so much pain going on. My brother has sciatica. I had hurt my shoulder. My mother was scheduled to have both of her knees replacement, and I was feeling like my cognitive thinking at church was declining. So that really worried me. And as a man, as a breadwinner in the home, I wanted to do something about it. And as a matter of fact, I thought, if I give up the ministry, maybe I can concentrate more on my business and I could do better. And I went to my pastor and my senior pastor, and I actually told him that I was thinking of leaving the ministry. And he says, "Why, Pastor Ed? You're a great pastor. Everybody loves you here. What's going on?" And I told him, I said, "Look, I can't remember scriptures. I can't remember names. Everything's just foggy. And I don't know what to do, after a lot of prayer and thinking. And I know the Lord didn't want me to go to that direction, but he was pushing me to do something." And so I met Lorenzo. How did I meet him? So, we had interests in other businesses before, and I needed, for myself, I needed the help for my pain that I was suffering with. But my pain wasn't nothing compared to my wife's pain. And you all have heard Vicky's testimonial. So what I did is I didn't tell Brother Lorenzo that I had pain before I met him. So let me rewind a little bit. So when I called him, I asked him a million questions. I mean, we were on the phone for hours, and he was so patient with me, telling me about this technology. And I'm skeptical by heart, and I believe that God makes us like that so that we don't get swindled, we don't get scammed easily, right? So it's okay to be skeptical. It's just okay it's not okay to be a closed parachute. Our mind is like a parachute, right? It only works when it's open. So I was skeptical, but yet at the same time, I was open to the technology or to anything new. So Lorenzo was telling me about the technology, and I said, "You know what? How about if you ship it? I'm ready to buy whatever it is that whatever it costs. I don't care about the price. Just send it to me." He goes, "I'm gonna do something better." He says, "How about if I come over tomorrow?" And here I was a little shocked, because I'm like, "Wait a minute, where do you live? I mean, I've known you for a long time, for 10, 15 years. Do you live close to here?" He goes, "I live in Manhattan." I'm like, "Wait a minute, we're 4.5 hours drive, in a good day." And he's like, "Well, I just I love you guys and I want the best for you and your family. And that really shook me. That really touched and the strength of my heart, because somebody that could drive so far of a distance to come and see me because of the issues that I was having in my life, he says, I want you guys to be better. That really touched me. So I talked to my mom, talked to my brother. I wanted to make sure that everybody was okay to meet him. And we couldn't, so we had to wait for the weekend. And I said, I called him back. I said, Lorenzo, let's meet in the weekend. He says, fine. So he got to my brother's house on Saturday. I had not told him that I hurt my shoulder. And this is really important because, again, I was so skeptical. I hurt my shoulder building a garage, building a shelf unit in my garage, and about 300 pounds worth of things fell on my shoulder. And as they fell on my shoulder, they really hurt me. But that happened 2 days before I met Lorenzo. I had already spoken to him, but I didn't want to take any pain medication. As a matter of fact, when I get a headache, my wife's like, for the love of God, please take some medicine. I'm like, nope, I'm just going to go take a nap. And that's the kind of person that I am. I don't like to take medicine. So I didn't take anything for my pain. I just wanted to see, well, if this technology is what it says it's going to do, it's going to help me. So what went on, Brother Lorenzo, he did a very tiny presentation, talked about the products, started patching my brother, and he was like, yeah, I feel something, but really nothing tremendous. I said, okay. And Brother Lorenzo said, do you want to try it on my mom? She put it on her back, and immediately the pain went down on her knees. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, she's almost crying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this for real? You know, in your mind this technology is so new and so innovative and so out of the box that there is nothing that you can compare it to. There's not an opiate or drug or pharmaceutical that you can compare this to. And so he said, do you want to try it? I said, sure. What else I got to lose, right? Knowing that I needed it because my shoulder pain was like around 8 or 9. It was very painful. He put the Eon on the back of my neck on my GB14, and within 10 seconds, I started turning my shoulder, my rotator cuff, and I'm like, what in the world? This pain is gone, 100% gone, no pain at all. I was like, what in the world is this? And like, when we patch people and we do demos and we do, as a matter of fact, yesterday at the restaurant, we went to a Mexican restaurant with my wife, and I patched a lady there that pain was like 9 or 10. And when I put the Eon, the pain went down. She's like, what in the world? The way that she was looking at me, that's how I looked at Lorenzo. Very, very odd. Like, is this voodoo? As a matter of fact, one of our brand partners, Kim, she accused me of doing voodoo. And I said, trust me, I'm a pastor. I will not do any kind of voodoo. And we laughed about it, you know, but because this is how wild it was. So anyhow, I believed in the products, believed in the opportunity, and I told Brother Lorenzo that I was in, no matter what this costs. I gave him all the money that I had with me. I think I had like $600. I said, if this costs whatever more, I had to leave because I had to go run. And he gave me the products. Luckily, he had them, and I rushed to the hospital to put some patches on my son that we know that really, really needed. So what have the products done in my family? We're able to remember reference now. I'm able to don't have that mental fog, you know, that really just, it was like, you know, in, what is it, Snoopy? The cloud always follows that particular character. And that's how it felt like, you know, but no longer that fog was lifted. And I can preach. And you know, the Lord always, of course, helps me. I give all the credit to him because credit is due, right? But now I can remember scripture, and it's so easy for me. Yeah, I could even study before my service, and I could go through all my notes without notes, and just the work of the Holy Spirit, of course, and also me, you know, with the technology helping me, carnosine and X39, of course. My wife, son, brother, mother are doing great now. Okay. And I'm doing great. No pain at all whatsoever. And my cognitive issues are so much better. My wife's pain decreased by 90%, more than 90%, to feel better. And I'm not only helping people spiritually, but I'm also helping people physically and also financially. So that's a really key part of this presentation, how we can help people in all aspects of life. And you know what? I used to remember saying to people, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to ask God to help you. And it's good. It's good to pray for people. As a pastor, as people that we love God, we pray for people. But now we can give somebody something, something tangible that they can take on themselves and that can make their bodies better. So what's my quality of life with X39? Countless interactions with friends and family members. I had permission, and this is really key, guys. If you really want to pay attention, if you don't hear anything that I'm saying, I want you to hear this. If you want to go to anybody in the ministry or the house of worship, wherever you go, and you want to be able to help people, I'm going to ask you to please don't just help everybody on the side because you don't have enough strength, enough courage, enough faith. Go to your senior pastor, go to the people that are in the council, those people that are staff members of your church, of your place of worship, or your place of worship, right? Whether it's a synagogue, wherever it is that you go to the main people. Why? Because once we patch, and once I believe that that the Lord wanted me and Sister Vicky to patch our pastor and his wife, we were able to really take all the doubting that people have, because I had a lot of doubt when I first got into the company. Even at church, I'd be like, Lord, am I doing the right thing? Because I don't want to do something that is going to upset you. I don't want to do something that is going to be against your will, because there's a thinking that people of God, people of faith, don't have to believe in this new age type of thing, because that's how people look at it. Anything new, they claim it to be new age, they claim it to be esoteric, they even say that it's voodoo or witchcraft or whatever. But knowing that it is purely science. See, I've looked at everything in the website, all the clinical studies that have been given to us through LifeWave. I read every single one of them. And you're like, you can't read that. Yeah, I have. You know why? Because I love knowledge. And I want you guys to really put that in your heart and say, you know what? Even though you can ask us questions and we're here for you, but it is better than just to keep feeding somebody. It's better that you teach them how to fish, right? Or teach them how to make their own food, how to be a farmer, or whatever scenario you want to use. It is better to do that. So now we meet people and we patch people daily. Every day we do that. And I tell Sister Vicky that we never sell patches. We share the patches. We share the technology with people. And of course, people ultimately say, how much is it? And we tell them what the cost is, and we make a profit. There's nothing wrong with making a profit. There's nothing wrong with making money. Now, if you have people people of faith, of course, we have this mentality that we think that we all should be poor. But you know what? Something happens if you're poor, you can't bless anybody monetarily. You can't give this technology to anybody if you're poor. So it's better to work, right? And God never asked us to be poor. It's a common misconception of people thinking that we should be poor, but it's not. God wants us to have life, and he says that he wants us to have life abundantly. So here's a couple of testimonies I'm going to talk about. I'm going to only share a few of them because my time is limited. My initial thought was that my wife in her pain. That's what I wanted this to be mainly for. And of course, she had bladder mesh that had given her problems with many, many years, constant pain. The pain reduction with our patches is about 90% or down to like almost zero. The quality of life is so much better. Sharing her testimony with as many people as they come across, because they knew how much pain Vicky had. They knew, everybody in our church knows all the problems, 17 surgeries, and they all know, and she's not ashamed to say that she actually came downstairs before the presentation. We prayed together, and she said, please tell people how many surgeries that I had, and also tell them that all the doctors, there's nothing wrong with doctors, but there's some doctors, all they want to do is they want to push opioids, they want to push surgeries, because that's the only way that they can make money. And you know what? My wife was addicted to opioids, not her fault, but so much had happened in our lives that God has helped us with. Of course, she's not addicted to opioids anymore, but now she has the pain relief, you know, that as a husband, you just want to help. You want your wife to be at peace, you know, but and if you can't do nothing about it, it was like a burden of me, that a heavy weight that I was carrying for many, many years, it's no longer. It's been lifted from my shoulder. Also, my parents-in-law, my Patricia is my mom-in-law. She had back surgery, and my father-in-law John, he had both knees. I don't know if he had surgery or something that they did with his knees. I love what this quote that she said. My mother-in-law, she said, "Just wanted to let you know, my neck was stiff when I woke up, and I used X39s, and now it feels so much better." And my pops, we call him, my father-in-law, he said, he sent Vicky this text. He said, "I must say, the patches on both of my feet seem to help my mobility quite a bit. Quite a good feeling." And you know, to some of you guys, you may say, that's nothing. To us, it means the world. Why? Because when I patched my father-in-law, he's one of the first ones that we patched, and I wish I had it on video. So I tell you guys, I plead with you guys, ask people to, if it's okay for you to film them, because you'll have a video and audio that you can show people all around, and you can also go back to the person that you're patching and say, you know what, here is the proof that you were in pain and now you're not, because it's so easily people forget. I went to patch my son's coach, soccer coach. His father couldn't get up from his chair, and they had to lift him up, and I patched him. I'm going to tell you this quick story really quick, because I want you guys to know what happens to some people. Some people are so addicted to opioids and drugs, and then no matter what, if the patches always work, right? And this particular person, he couldn't even lift his cup to drink because he was so much in pain and so weak. And after putting extra Eon, just Eon, that's all that I did with him, he was able to lift and drink. He was able to get up and walk. And his family, his son, the coach, was totally surprised at what was happening. It's like, Dad, is this really for real? So long story short, I'll cut it right now. I called him to follow up with him in a couple of days. Guess what he says? "I don't have any pain. I don't need the patches." And the coach called me. He goes, "Ed, I saw it. It was real. Even though I didn't take a video of it," he said, "I saw, and I know this technology really worked on him." "Well, what happened?" I said, "I know what happened, coach." And he goes, "I do too." And then we kind of left it like that. He knew that he was addicted to the opioids, and he didn't want anything to let go. I can tell you hundreds of stories that happened the same way, but I can tell you thousands of other stories of people that are so happy with the patches, and they wanted to give this up. So moral story is this: when you're talking to people, let them know, are you sure you want to get rid of your pain? Are you sure you don't want to do pain medication anymore? And you draw it and you ask them for sure. Even make them sign some doctors really make you sign, but we're not doctors, so we don't do that. But really, you drill it on them to make sure that they do want this technology. And as they do, then this technology can truly work. Now, this here is the last testimony that I'm going to show you. This is my uncle in Honduras. Now, my uncle had given up on life. He had called me. He goes, "Son," he's called me son. He goes, I can't get up. My life is really over." And my mom was like, that's my mom's brother. She said, "We have to do something about it." And I said, "Whatever we need to do, Mom, let's do it." So we put together the whole detox package, and we sent it out to Honduras. And he had 3 herniated discs. Pain was tremendous. He used to stay in bed all day long, very swollen. As you can see on this on the left side of the screen, his face was really swollen. But now, after the 15-day detox, now he's walking. As you can see here on the side, he's walking, and now he doesn't need the walker, and he talks fine, and it's just wonderful to see. Here's a quick little video of him walking. And this is only like a few weeks after the technology. So that to us, guys, is a miracle. There's no doctor in the world that can tell me that this doesn't work. Now I'm going to move really quick and talk about how X39 is a life changer. You guys know rapid pain relief, reduction of inflammation, and so forth. What a wonderful technology we have. And we have to thank David and God for all of it. X39 stem cells, a true breakthrough and the greatest achievement yet that David Schmidt has said to us. Now I'm going to jump really quick and talk about our compensation plan. Okay. Now here's the packages that we can come in. We have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. I like to give people choices, right? And each one of these, don't take any, you don't pay any fees. All you're paying is packets. For the bronze, you get 2 packets, costs $125. But watch this last number on the side here, that you save $25 when you buy this package. And the silver package, it costs $300. You get 6 packets, or sleeves we like to call it, and you save $150. As a gold member, it costs you $500. You get 11 sleeves and you save $325. Very important to keep seeing the savings, right? As a platinum, $1,000 saving, it costs $1,000. And as a diamond, $1,600 costs, and you save $1,500, almost double or what they cost. Now, why is that important? As you give people choices, you let them know what is the best way to come in. And as a business owner, I'm not just a pastor. I do our ministry totally voluntarily. We don't make any money for it because I'm a jewelry designer. That is my bread and butter. That's what I do for a living. And when I was coming into this business, I wasn't really looking into something, but I know business. And I know that if you're going to do a business, you're going to have inventory. And so when I came in, of course, I came in with the gold. That's all the money that I had. But quickly, after I realized that there was money left on the table, my mom also came in and she upgraded, and there was about $300 that was on the table. So I called Brother Lorenzo. I said, hey, Lorenzo, you told me that there was a $500 bonus when somebody upgrades. He goes, yeah, well, your mom upgraded, so if you want to get the rest of it, you have till Sunday to order. Guess what? It didn't take a rocket scientist. I love my mom, and I would love for anybody else to, like Brother Lorenzo, to make the money, because the money stays within the business. Guess what? I upgraded to diamond right away, and I received the full $500. So don't leave any money on the table. Now here, it's just a repetition of the titles and the enrollment titles and how much each of them costs. All packages are customizable. You don't have to buy all X39s. You can mix and match with all the other products. And guess what? I'm going to tell you something right now that happened to us this week. Vicki brought in a brand new brand partner, and she had tried X39. And she said, you know what? It didn't do much to me, because she wasn't in a lot of pain. She bought about 3 months supplies for herself and her mom. And she said, the person that sold it to me never got back to me. They never told me that there was anything else to buy. And so, that was it. She said, I'm not coming in. If you're talking to me about LifeWave, I'm not coming in. Well, guess what? It only took about another half an hour or so for us to convince her and to show her this technology. And she came in. And Vicki and I were looking at ourselves like, what in the world we just did, right? This business owner, lady that has thousands of people underneath of her for her business, came in our business. And we're so glad that she did. And of course, the key was this, that if we had just sold X39, guess what, guys? We had no chance. But by listening, see, God has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth. And I know I'm talking a lot right now, but you guys are listening, so you're being a blessing to me, and you being blessed by hearing me. When you hear people, you hear what is going on with them, you let them talk. People love to talk, and we let her talk. And because Vicki was smart enough, she shifted the conversation, because when she heard she had tried X39 and it didn't work on her, we said, okay, so why don't you show us what you have and what incredible technology you sharing with us? And it's not I show you I show you some, you show me yours. It wasn't about that. We want to have a relationship with this person, right? And so she started sharing about her technology with us, and not technology, but she, the things that she does. And come to find out, I heard that about the having to have your autonomic systems balanced, and also to she also knows that the body can only work when it's in parasympathetic mode. And automatically I thought Eon. And I said, we have clinical studies that show you how Eon can work. Long story short, she came in because we said Eon and how it can help her. And I know she's going to be a really blessing to all of us. So let's go back to the comp plan, right? There's 4 ways of making income, right? You purchase a product, you buy it at wholesale price, and you sell it at retail. You make the profit margin. Customers can order products from your website at a retail website that it costs us $0. It's really important to know this, guys. Our website is so tremendous, and to be able to sell internationally, do you know the logistics that it takes for the company to be able to ship to Spain and doesn't charge us crazy fees from the United States to go to Spain? I mean, it's unthought of that the company can give us this type of business, international business, for free. No other company in the world does that. I guarantee you that nobody in the world does that, but LifeWave does that with us. They ship the product to them and they give us a profit margin. Incredible, incredible way of making money. So here I'm going to show you 4 facets, right? 4 ways of making money. Retail profit, LifeWave technology with others, and you share it with others, and you use it personally, right? Because if you're not using the products, guess what? You don't have a testimony. I just got off the phone with a lady in Canada that we were doing a Zoom with, and the first thing I said to her, ma'am, I said, have you tested products yet? No. And I had her sponsor on the line with us. And I said, you know what, let's call her Mary. That wasn't her name. I said, you know what, Mary, have you sent her the product? She said, no, I haven't. So she learned right there that we first have to use the products. We have to be able to have her to use the product in order for her to even have a testimony, right? So that's what we do. Sell the product, make a retail profit. What is number 2? Product introductory bonus. How do we make money? We make money by having, when people come in our business, the company gives us a bonus of $15 when we bring a bronze, $50 when we bring in a silver, a gold is $100, platinum is $150 or $300, and diamond is $200 or $500. So let me share with you that extra $500 and the extra $300. Why is that good to know? Because this is in the first 14 weeks of you being in the business, the company, when you come in as a diamond package, the company recognizes us as a senior director. You're not a senior director there, and you might say, well, I don't know what senior director is. I'll share with you a little bit later what senior director is. But the company recognizes us at a very high level, and you can make those bonuses, right? But if you come in as a gold and you bring in a diamond, guess what? You're only going to make $100. Where's the extra $400 is going to go? Up to the next manager, the next director, and the next senior director up above you. So don't leave any money on the table. Know that as investment. If you're coming in as a business, use it as an investment. And guess what? If you have a home-based business, you have a lot of deductions. And if you don't know how to do deductions, talk to your accountant, because there's so much money on the table that you're leaving and you give it to the government that doesn't know how to use money. So I'm not going to get into that, but you all know that what I'm talking about. Number 3 is the binary cycle commission and how we make those bonuses. The company has a computer that reads volume on your left and volume on your right. And what is volume? Volume is a number attached to every product that we sell. A sleeve, a regular classic sleeve, gives us 55 BV, and an X39 gives us 77 BV. So there's volume attached to it. Where does the volume come in? When we start generating the network of people, because there's no other places to put them but on the left side of your organization or on the right side. And when that volume starts to come in and operate, people coming in, you're ordering products, people selling, that volume accumulates and accumulates very quick. The company is looking for these 2 numbers, and there's no other numbers to remember or to memorize, but 660 and 330 or 990 altogether, right? Once we see that volume, the company gives us a $50 check. Wow, $50 check, come on. That's not enough money to even buy gas nowadays, right? But guess what? That starts to grow. Is residual. Residual means doing a little bit of work, extra work right now, and spend a little bit of money right now for a long time of servicing and getting that money later. That's what residual money means. And this is where money starts being residual. Now, the fourth way of making money is called the matching bonuses. And this is where the company, somebody might say, this looks like a multi-level marketing, but guess what? Multi-level marketing doesn't pay in 3 and 4 different ways like our company does. So we get paid on the first generation, which is 25%. Some companies, this is all that they pay, and they don't pay the retail profit, they don't pay the bonus, the volume bonus, or left and right bonus. They don't pay it on bringing in the product introductory bonus. They don't pay anything like that, but we do. On the second generation, meaning the people that you bring in, you get to make 20% of their cyclable money. And we also get 20% on the third generation. That's a lot of money. This is the power of duplicating. Now, this is totally just for illustration purposes. I want to show you this really quick. I'm not going to spend too much time, but look at this. If you have 5 people that each earn $1,000 on the cyclable bonus, you get to start making money on level 1, level 2, level 3, you duplicating, right? With a total of 155 people making $1,000 per month, you're averaging 21.6% of an equivalent of $33,480. That's a lot of money per month, right? That's money that most people make in a year. So can you make this money? Yes, you can. Can you get those levels of bonuses? Yes, you can. We've been there. We thought that when we came in this business was only going to be a business to be able to maybe have a second stream of income. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, within 2 years of being in the company, this has become our primary income. And it's so wild because Vicky and I look at this and we're like, what in the world? What is happening here? We still pinch ourselves as like, is this real for real? And like, is this going to get any better? And it just keeps getting better. Volume keeps coming up. And I have a video that I did how I made it into executive director, which I can share with you, or Brother Larry can share with you guys. The steps that we did to get there was incredible. And we love it. We love doing this business. We're almost done. I'm coming around for the landing. I'm just going to show you really quick on a display how to the 4 ways of making money. And there's more ways, but I'm just showing you 4, because if I show you other ways, you're going to be like, is this for real? And it is. Retail profit, share the buy the profit at a wholesale and make a retail profit. Product introductory bonus. Here, as a diamond, you get, when you bring in somebody as a diamond, you can make $500, a platinum $300, and so forth. The cyclable bonus, making $50. But you know what? It doesn't stop at $50. If we have an equivalent of 10 times that amount, guess what? You're going to make $500 that week. If you have 100 times, you can duplicate as much money as you want to make, because you have to strategize yourself for the people that are coming in. So when you have a big whale, which we call them, and I don't like that name, but somebody that brings a lot of business to your organization and a lot of other brand partners, guess what? You're not going to put them on your pay leg, right? We call that the power leg. Because your power leg for most of our distributors is pretty much cooked in the right side where my wife and my mom is. There's so much volume coming up on those legs that, for us, it's like, wow, we got to put it on the left leg. And so it's fun to do that because I know Brother Lorenzo tells me that leg can switch easily. So matching bonuses. We talked a little bit about that. Level 1, you make 25%. So if Tom, for instance, makes $400 in a particular week, because we get paid by week, right? We don't send a check like most companies used to send. Now we get direct deposit, whether you want it on the credit card, where you want it in the bank account. If you have a Swiss bank account, the company sends it over there. If you have an account in Mexico or a bank account in Honduras, the company, it doesn't matter where you live, the company sends you money where you want it. Guess why? Because it is your money. You've earned it. So the company doesn't give you a hard time about where they're going to send you the money. It gets there. Level 2, where when Sue makes $1,000 that particular week in cyclable bonus, right? Not all the other ones, but only cycle, you get to make 20% of her, which is $200. And Jose, for illustration purposes, on the level 3, gets $600 that particular week, you make $120, right? So a total matching bonus of I gotta move this up, $420 that you can make just matching bonuses alongside all the other bonuses and all the other ways of making money. So here's a compensation. This is really cool. This is in our back office. If you want to see, if you don't know what a back office is, just ask somebody, with the person that invited you to this call, ask him what this means. It is this very simple graph that shows you the how much money we can make as an enrollment title. You can make $100 a week as a manager, $1,500, director, $2,500, senior director, $3,500, illustration purposes, right? Executive director, $7,500, presidential, $12,500, senior presidential, $25,000 per week. And of course, underneath of it is all the prerequisites or requirements that you need to make. I'm not going to talk about the requirements for a manager and a director. I'm going to talk about the requirements from a senior director and up. Because when you make it up to a senior director, guess what? All these rankings, they're not just a pat in the back. They're not just a nice little manager or director, right? They're not just nice little awards that you get. Senior director. See, these are great. The company gives you this, and you get to walk on the stage, and it's so wonderful to be able to say, you know what, I made it, and my team has helped me to get there. And you congratulate them because they got you there. It feels so good, in this convention, I'm going to get my executive director trophy. But some people get motivated by awards and certificates and so forth. I like it. I can't lie about it. I really love the how wonderful they make you feel when you have achieved those levels. But I want to talk about how important it is to make it up to a senior director so that you don't lose any money. Do not leave any money on the table, right? From that moment on, being a senior director is all about volume. And that to me was explained the first. Ivan Lorenzo, which is Lorenzo's son, was the one that told me about this cycle. I didn't understand it, but I want you guys, if you don't get it, it's okay. I said a lot of things today, but look at this. You don't have to get 1,000 directors. You don't have to get 1,000 managers. All you have to do is get 2 managers. All you have to do is get 2 directors, and you make it to a senior director. And from that moment on, it's just volume. I've gotten to executive director with 50,000 BV, and you know what? We're shooting for a presidential director by next year. I got my. I'm after Brother Tito's coat, right? Because me and him are working to get there, and it's good to have a little competition. We're like constantly talking to one another and just loving how there's no jealousy between one another. Even in our team, there's how David Allen just made it to a director and everybody's cheering him. We're all so happy for him. Kim Brown has made it to a manager just this week, and they're able to receive those bonuses that the company has just given us. It is just wonderful to know that you're in a company that takes care of its own, and we're so given. David is so given and so wonderful. Now, this is the last presentation, the last slide that I'm going to show you. Each company in our network marketing has different platforms and different places of timing that they are in building their business. Formulations, the very first few years, concentrations later on. As we're right now, we're in a momentum age, and the next 3 to 5 years is going to shoot up. We're going to be heard all over the place. Guess what? I have a video of a doctor here in Maryland that was on the news and WBAL #2 news. And he's talking about how he's a chiropractor. He's incorporating his LifeWave into his practice. And you see him patching his clients. And it's so wonderful to know because, you're going to have doctors being able to prescribe it. As a matter of fact, I have a client that came to me that she was like, you told me a lot about the technology, and I didn't believe it till my telehealth doctor prescribed it to me. And I'm like, I told you, guess what? This is going to happen all over the place, and you have to be at the right place at the right time. And I believe that you are. So I want to thank you guys. I have 10 minutes, Brother Larry. Go ahead and take it away. And I thank you guys for giving me a hearing.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Pastor Ed. What did I promise you? You guys, wasn't it amazing? Thank you, Pastor Ed. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, any one of you have any question, now is a good time to type it in. But first thing first, since I have the mic, I have a couple questions. But guess what? You already helped me answer one of the questions that I did not even have a chance to ask. So earlier you did say that if you want to pass people in the church, go ahead and talk to the pastor, right? So that is the question that I have. Like, if I want to pass people in the church or my community, who should I go and talk to? So in this case, like you mentioned, talk to the pastor, which is one of the wisest advice that I can ever heard. I mean, you're absolutely right. So now, the second question is, like, when you talk to another pastor or did you talk to church member, what is the message that you're delivering? Can you share with us, Pastor Ed?
Absolutely. I talk about when it's really neat to be able to hear people from all sorts of life, right? All sorts of places in their lives. Like, you can talk to a lawyer, you can talk to a car repair. When anybody that comes into my house that is an electrician, plumber, whatever, they leave out of here with a sleeve of Eon or X39 all the time. Why? Because they're servicing me and I'm paying them whatever they're asking me, right? And electricians and plumbers are not cheap. So by the time I see them getting up and they're, oh, this hurts, I patch them. And they're like, what did you just put on me? Well, you can buy a sleeve right here. It costs $85, shipping and handling included. Great, take it home with them. But you're also going to need Eon. And as a matter of fact, you might need some X39 too. What is that? And we just we just like breaking bread. We're talking about it and so forth. Now, the reason I say those things is to bring you to what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the talk and what I'm going to say to a particular person according to what they do, right? So for instance, the pastor, what I say to them, and I talk about how God created us. We're creatures of light, right? The way that our body, get this, I feel the Spirit of God when I'm telling you this, the way that our body communicates is through light. Why is our technology so quick? Because it uses light to be able to communicate with the body. David is such a genius to be able to come up with a technology, with a message that tells our body to create what it needs to create, what it's designed to do. The body's designed to do what? Live. And by giving the message to that technology, to our body wants to live. Our body is resilient. Our body doesn't want to be in pain. Our bodies don't want to have all these issues, toxins that we have in all over our bodies. It doesn't want that. It wants to get out. So what I tell them, I said that I talk to them in a way that it makes sense to them, right? So as an electrician, I talk about how our bodies are electrical, right? They're magnetic, and they're also bio, but so we have a body. So when I talk to my pastors or anybody in faith, I tell them, look, this is a technology that was sent by God, and the owner of the company is a God-fearing person. That's one of the things that I say. Secondly, I said, God created the world, and if he chooses to use a little band-aid to heal your body, then so be it. He used a donkey, right? If we can talk through a donkey, God can use a little band-aid to help you. And what that does is that it stops them from building this wall, because we all have this wall. And so what we do is we got to peek through that wall, and we got to take a brick at a time. And I'm asking you to break through the wall and bust it all open, because then you're gonna that's not good. So you got to, little by little, you got to start taking those bricks away. And by the time you're done with them, they're like, okay, I'm ready for it. And when my pastor started using the technology, he started doing the detox. He had it on his throat right here, the glutathione, and people started, they came to me because I had already spoken to all the staff persons. I had already spoken to all the council members, and they didn't believe me. But when the pastor was wearing it, then all the council members started saying, you know what, Ed? My husband has shingles. You think that technology can help him? I said, yeah, I'll come right now to see you. Oh, wait a minute. You're coming right now? Yeah, why not? See, that the thought was put in my mind because Lorenzo drove 4.5 hours. I can drive 15 minutes to go and see you. That's not a problem. And when you make that you're eager to help them, not to make money, you leave money on the side because money will come in eventually, but you want people to know that you really care for them. And by patching them, you're caring for them and you're helping them. And so hopefully that answers your question.
Absolutely. I cannot agree more than that. Matter of fact, this is what Nickie and I, many years ago, we were talking about this. And well, we can do a little exercise here, everyone. When we pray, what is the top 3 things that we ever pray? Anyone want to try? What is the number 1 thing that we ever pray?
Pray, you mean?
Yeah, pray. Like, what do you pray for? Yeah. What is the number 1 thing that you pray for, everyone?
For me, health.
Health.
Okay. Exactly. That's everyone do. What is the second one that we pray for?
Prosperity.
Money.
Prosperity. Okay. What is the number 3? I mean, the order is not important. Okay. Just the top 3. All right. What is the third one? Family. Right. Relationship. Right. So now, what do we have in LifeWave?
All of them.
All of them.
All of
we
them.
have all of them. Exactly. And this is what I tell people does. I mean, if you have one in your family that is getting sick and ill, doesn't feel well, do you think you have happiness? No, everyone suffer. Everyone suffer. That is where the thing is. Earlier, I thought I saw Larry Clark have his hand up, and now the hand is disappear. I believe probably you already answered his. Oh, he's still on. Okay, go ahead, Larry.
Thank you so much, Brother Larry. Thank you, Pastor Ed, for such an enlightening presentation. This is what we want to see from our leaders, teaching us how to help other people advance in LifeWave. I have people that are telling me, I've never been successful at a network marketing program. Never have I gotten the help that I needed. And when we come on a Zoom call like this from Pastor Ed, who's not here giving presentations all the time, he's here to help everybody advance in their rank. Thank you so much, Pastor Ed, for having that freedom and that opportunity that you extend to us. By the way, Brother Larry, if there's any way that you could share the recording from tonight, I'll bet there's a lot of people on this call that would certainly like to review these things that Pastor Ed's talked about.
Sure, absolutely, right, Larry. We post our recording on the recording channel, so everything is there. So that is nothing to worry about that. All right. All right, so that is incredible. Okay, so now, I check on no question for you. Wow, well, that means you did a good job, Pastor Ed.
Thank you.
That's how I look at it.
Somebody said, just a really quick comment. The first thing that God created was light, he said. Marsha said it. I'm gonna put my preacher hat on. When God said, most Bible, whether it's King James, whether it's whatever translation that you want to read, it says in the beginning, God created light, right? It says light, but he didn't create light. God commanded light. So when you understand that God is so great, God is so good, he commands us. He wants us to be healthy. He wants us to be good. Now, if I'm healthy, if my wife is healthy, if we have no pain, guess what? We can be better parents to our children. We can be better people in our community and we could be better for everybody. One great thing that I saw the first convention that we went with Vicky, everybody was dancing, right? And I said to Vicky, what's wrong with this? And she's like, I don't know. What are you talking about? I said, look at this older people. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and everybody's still dancing. Why? Because they were enjoying life and they had no pain, right? So when you can enjoy life and you can share your enjoyment with everybody, guess what? It's contagious. There is nobody in the world that can tell me that this technology doesn't work, because I know it's worked on me, my wife, my children, my wife, and everybody else. So I just want to thank you, Larry, for giving me this great opportunity to share with you guys and align people with what they do. Like if you know a plumber and you know somebody in the business that is a plumber, have them help you. Do a 3-way call with that person, because that plumber is going to talk plumb language. They're not going to know what you talk. And as the same way there's a doctor, have a doctor talk to a doctor, a school teacher with a school teacher. And as your business keeps growing, and I know Larry's brother Larry and sister Nickie, your organization is so huge. I know you have people from all sorts of life, and you can direct people to those. And I have to tell you what to do, because you guys already done it. So we're climbing up the stairs with you guys, and the success that you have, and thanking you for giving us the support and the ability to do that. So thank you so much.
You are most welcome, Pastor S. Actually, I'm the smallest group in LifeWave. I thank you very much. Well, first of all, thank you, Pastor Ed, and to echo on Larry. This is why we are put together this community to support everyone. And I want to keep everyone in mind. One thing is, this is a duplicate system. That means it's extremely simple and easy to do. So come on Mondays with us. We will show you little by little. We know that your capacity, your time is limited. It's not like you have like 24/7 just for LifeWave. And that's why we devoted on Monday to help you to do that. But at the same time, Nickie just shared earlier that we have a patching training at 6 p.m. as well. Come and join us. And why do we talk about this? Just like Pastor Ed is one of the guest speaker today. And I would like you to reach out to your leader and reach out to us. And we would like to have everyone get involved. This is a community that we all can grow together. All right. So that is my message for you tonight. And I just thought I saw a few names. I want to shout it out. I just saw Missy, the Wonder Woman, is on the house with us. And I saw Rick is coming back with Tito earlier, the in and out, and which is when Pastor Ed was talking. There we go. I welcome back Brother Rick and Brother Tito. And I also saw Ted White. All right. So, but beside that, I would like to shout out to two of my our newest manager. Probably we have more than that, but I only get two names that I remember. I saw that on Telegram. It's Diana and Jonna, right? Jong-Ann, right? Her name is pronounced Jong-Ann. Yes. Diana is from Canada, and I believe Jong-Ann is also from Canada as well. Am I right or wrong, Nickie? Yeah. No. So Jong-Ann is here in USA, right? So we have Canada and USA. All right, Nickie, pass back to you. Go ahead, take it over.
Well, I think you cover everything, and we are already at the top of the hour. And if no one have any questions, we can end the meeting. And just a quick reminder, we have promotion going on this week, 20% discount. So if you are interested in the IceWave, Aeon, and Energy, go ahead and, if you're new with us, talk to the sponsors, talk to the person who refer you to this call. Place the order is 20% discount. It's a very good promo. And then we also have Thursday patching training. Everyone is welcome to our patching training. We have been conducting this kind of training for over 6 years now. So what we do now is using a live testimonial and then use that as a case study. And we train you on what are your options on how to patch. So it has been excellent. We have a lot of people really enjoy this kind of training, because many times when you hear people sharing the testimonial, all they share is, I use X39 for 3 months and I'm noticing that I'm feeling better, but then they don't really talk about how to patch. And that's what Thursday's training is about. And I know, Ed, you asked the questions on how to patch. You're welcome to join our call on Thursday. And all the link will be posted on Telegram and WhatsApp.
And of course, Nickie, don't forget convention.
Absolutely. And if you have not registered for the conventions in Florida, or if you are thinking about it, I would tell you don't think, because conventions will change your life. I have been with the company for 11 years. There is not a single year that I will miss the convention. Okay, I will fight to go to the conventions just to meet with David. If you have not met the inventor, CEO of the company, you have to go and meet these persons. Once you are in this close face to face with him, you actually can feel his kindness, his humbleness, his energies. He is such a giving person with the greatest heart. Every single time, not a single time that is failed. Every single time when we see David Schmidt, the first thing we always do is we thank him. And guess what David said? I didn't do it. He invented the technologies that help so many people. And when I thank him, he always said, I didn't do it. I only invented the technology. It's the persons that help you guys. So, and then of course we have a lot of testimonials, and then we want to pass it back on to him. And then if they are not at the convention, we'll say, well, you know, this person want to say thank you. You know, they have this situation and they're going to go with sharing all this. And he said, I didn't do it. And then if it was our team's testimonial, he said, well, you guys did it. You did all the training. You teach them. You share the technology. So I didn't do it. And it's just that humble from him. It's just incredible. So I love all of you to be in Florida. Okay, not on Zoom, not on the webinar, in person in Florida. I know all the hotels are sold out. We'll find ways. Okay, we'll get an Airbnb and we all share a room. We bring a sleeping bag. We'll take a corner. But just have to be there. It's going to be amazing. All right. So put a little bit more thoughts about this. If you are not going, I do sincerely from the bottom of my heart to wish to see all of you there. All right. So thank you, Pastor Ed, for your amazing presentation. We do learn a lot from you as well. And then again, your humbleness, your kindness is also shown through your presentations, and we love that. We love that about you and about Sister Vicky, and you know, your journeys of living this quality life is a great example for everybody that is in search for a technology to help them. So thank you for being here, and thank you everyone for being here tonight. Have a very good evening, and we'll see you all again on Thursday.